On the morning of May 8, hundreds of Canadian pro-life advocates gathered on Parliament Hill in Ottawa for the 2025 National March for Life. The event coincided with the historic moment as the world eagerly waited for the announcement of the next leader of the Catholic Church. While curiosity stirred through the crowd over who would become the 267th Pope, MAID Wojciechowski, Vice President of Campaign Life Coalitions, stepped up to the stage and shared the much-anticipated news. As the announcement reached the audience, excitement surged, but the joy was twofold. The participants were not only thrilled about the new Pope, but also energized to continue the 28th Annual March for Life. The theme of 2025, Protection at Conception, was inspired by a 2021 survey of over 5,000 biologists where 96% agreed that life begins at fertilization. The event also drew inspiration from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 13, verses 31 to 32. The kingdom of heaven is like mustard seed that a person took and sowed into the field. It is the smallest of all seeds, yet when full grown, it is the largest of plants. Attendees advocated for a new legislation to safeguard life in the womb and expressed strong opposition to abortion. The day's event officially began at 12:30 p.m. on a packed Parliament Hill. Political, cultural, and spiritual leaders addressed the crowd, sharing personal testimonies and rallying up to restore a culture of life. Wojciechowski told the crowd, quote, "We are here today because this is the place where laws are created, policies are made, and where peoples are elected to serve. Everyone in that building has a duty to legally protect children in the womb." He continued, "Shame on our Prime Minister for not doing anything about this. Shame on every political leader who calls this killing a choice. And shame on every member of Parliament who supports the killing of God's precious children." End quote. Jeff Gunnarson, Campaign Life's national president, also addressed the crowd, connecting the day's message with political movement and referencing Canada's recent election. Alex Cadenberg, Executive Director of Euthanasia Prevention Coalition, added insight into Canada's legal context, pointing out the country's unusual position where legal protection for human life only begins at birth. He emphasized that practices like infanticide and medical assistance in dying are still legally permitted in certain cases. He described the march as an important step toward changing this national narrative. As part of the Silent No More campaign, Michelle Lowe shared a moving personal testimony about undergoing abortion at the age of 16 and those followed years after.
Much to my surprise, I found Jesus and His abundant mercy. I was forgiven, and I have children waiting for me in heaven. Every baby deserves protection at conception, and spreading this message has helped me to become silent.
At 1:30 p.m., participants began the traditional march through the downtown Ottawa, holding handmade signs, chanting in solidarity, and filling the street with their passionate support for the unborn. The march concluded around 2:30 p.m. as the rally returned to the Parliament Hill. As the events came to a close, pro-life supporters made their stance clear with slogans and unwavering determination. Life must be protected from conception, and they are ready to keep fighting for it.